Theme song 2.0.
Oh man, that really Wario's my land.
Fingers pointing at, I'm gonna say belt buckles. Ah, yeah, that's right. This is the Wario that so far I've found slightly disappointing. Although, to be fair, we did cheat our way through a bulk of the game.
Even so, dude. Like, it's just the general gameplay loop is quite lame.
I mean, it's like, okay, you had the idea of, like, fucking making deaths into power-ups. And it's like, what
Come
the
on, bite me.
fuck?
Bite me. Turn around. There you go. I am Zombie Wario.
What is fucking...
Oh, shit.
light.
Light turns your back.
Huh. What the fuck does Zombie Wario do?
I don't know.
I mean,
I think he can go through things.
You know, the basic idea of Wario turning into a bunch of different shit isn't a bad idea by any stretch of the imagination. It's just kind of structuring the whole thing on being more of a puzzle game than anything else. You know, it kind of like reminds me of those... It's real early. I think Fantasy World Dizzy was sort of technically one where it's like, yeah, it's a platform game, but really it's mostly a fucking sort of weird puzzle game. Because you know, like this presentation, this sort of 2D side thing was just the easiest way for them to, you know, fucking present a game back then. They couldn't really do like something that shifted perspectives too much.
Oh. Okay. A secret exit?
Does this game even have secret exits?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it does. That's right.
So, my internet problems have been fixed.
Oh, hey. What was wrong?
I will tell you a story. I don't understand. Just
Australian
this
internet,
first.
man. Australian fucking internet.
Oh, okay, I just got it.
What did you do?
So yeah, I just guessed it.
Oh.
I got it. I was going to guess it and then load the state to get it.
Bastard.
I lost all interest in this game as soon as I remembered it was a puzzle game.
Yeah, it's a puzzle game where like the other activities you have in it are other puzzles.
Yeah. It's not as good, like this no world map. It's just...
that's, yeah. You know, more than the other one felt more like an experience. This feels like I'm being presented with a game for the sake of it being a game. You know, the world map gave me a sense of space, and that sense of space is important because it lends all this extra meaning to it. Like, yeah, you can see there's a pirate ship over there, and you go, oh, I wonder what that's going to be about. And, you know, there's all these other extra bits and pieces. You can move around. You can sort of think about, okay, there's like a stage over there. Maybe this one's got like a fucking secret exit, things like that. Like, I you know, with this game, you're just sort of like taken to the next spot, and it's like,
So yeah, also before I forget, someone reminded me that the dudes chucking stuff that makes you drunk was censored because in the Japanese original they threw beers at you. That's why you got drunk.
oh.
But no,
that's how it
fucking,
happens.
we'll just change it to a spiky ball. Get hit by a spiky ball, get drunk.
I just figured he was like concussed.
Uh,
Like, I was just, like his brain damaged.
you about?
I do love that though. It's like, what happened? Well, you know, you're just walking along minding your own business and somebody throws like a bottle of whiskey into your mouth.
Yeah.
And then you wake up 6 years later in the gutter and you're like, huh, how'd that happen?
So when we moved into this house, we set up internet beforehand. This place has fiber to the premises. So for those who don't know how fiber works in Australia, there's a few different kinds. So you've got fiber to the premises, which was the original NBN plan, which goes to your house, goes to a box, and then it's awesome. It's really good.
It's proper fiber.
Yeah. The other solution that the government that won and scrapped our original fucking NBN
Yeah, and bear in mind they had to scrap it too, because like everything was like organized and like sorted. This was done. Like this the thing was happening, so they had to go back to like the fucking LNP, which is boomer fucking right wing jerks, and the glorified carnies of the Australian like National Party, which used to be called the Country Party, because you know they're just glorified carnies. They basically had to come in and literally renegotiate with Telstra to not just like move, but use their stupid fucking copper network, because they were going to have to, again, use the stupid copper network as the bridging point between the fiber and the fucking premises, which they repeatedly said would not affect the speed, which is, in every sense of the term, a lie. And, you know, because this country is mostly fucking goldfish fucking scumbags, they just, you know, they can't remember more than one thing at once, and you're a spring now.
Yeah. So yeah, we have the other version is fiber to the node, which the fiber bits go to a box or on the street or an underground pit, and then fiber connects to copper and then goes to your house. As most people know, copper is a precious mineral, it's expensive, and it also doesn't carry much data. So that whole idea is fucking stupid. They rebuilt some of the copper network, which the original people who built the copper network said, don't ever rebuild it. Stupid.
Telstra's been saying that the copper network's faulty until it comes time for it to be bought, and then it's, oh no, it's great.
It's great, yeah.
Because, you know, it got privatized, which is this process by which a right-wing state steals the shares owned by the citizens and sells it off to wealthier people, and then pretends that it's going to be run more efficiently, even though that's another just lie. And so basically we're stuck with this situation where the thing that they've just barged out into Australia is a mixture of every now and then someone like Aaron will be fortunate enough to get fiber to the premises. Most people are stuck with fiber to the node. You know, a few situations like myself, although like I'm not bothering to pursue fiber at all, have got fiber that goes to a node, but then instead of going on copper, it goes along the old cable lines, which is still not as fast, but it's a fuckload better than the goddamn copper.
Yeah. So the new place we moved in, my girlfriend speed tested before we actually moved in, because we got the keys early, and we made sure that our internet was set up. Now the problem, we thought maybe, we weren't 100% sure, because this area is not actually serviced by the NBN Co. It's by a company called Opticon, who basically bought the rights and of the fiber to the area. So I was quite maybe concerned that things weren't going to work. But no, we speed test, and it's 100 down and 40 up. And it's like, okay, fucking yeah, let's go. It's perfect. Move in, get my office all set up. You know, like, I'm going to stream tonight. I can get on. Can't hold a steady connection to Twitch. And I'm like, excuse me? And, oh, you're supposed to fucking stun. Oh, they turn around in this one. So yeah,
They turn around.
Basically, it seemed like, same with YouTube. I was taking longer to upload videos to YouTube than my old place, which only had like 18 to 20 up. And I was just like, this ain't right. And then Twitch could only hold up a maximum of 5 to 5.5 meg. Same with YouTube. It was capping at that. And I'm like, something's wrong. So we contact our ISP. And of course, there's no other streamers / YouTubers in this neighborhood. So no one's obviously reported anything. And customer service agents got some other Twitch streamers in Queensland to up their bandwidth and see if they could hold it. And they all could. So we're like, all right, then what's wrong with it? Fix it. And over time, over the past, week and a half, they've been like, yeah. Oh, and then they just came back to us, I think yesterday or the day before, and went, oh yeah, we can't find anything wrong. It's like, we recommend you try another ISP, see if they still have that same issue, because it's likely an Opticom issue. I'm like, oh, that's fucking fantastic. So we call up Exetel, And the great thing about fiber to the premises is you can have multiple lines in. That's the saving grace. A box in your wall usually can hold up to 2 to 4 different connections. So wackadoo.
Need.
That got activated today. Guess what, Gabe? It works.
That'll be good.
No hassle.
That was honestly not going to be my guess.
I know, right?
I was just like, it won't work because fuck you.
Yeah. So it works, and it's like, okay. So we tell the other ISP, it's like, hey guys, it's your shit. Maybe you should fix it. And they just refunded us the service and didn't really say anything. And it's like, your customer service was really fucking good. That's disappointing.
No, because here's the fucking problem with these like tiny little no-name fucking companies running their own weird little pockets of fucking NBN. Is it's like they can't afford to make, you know, we're talking infrastructure.
No. It's not. They're not a small no-name company. That's just who owns the infrastructure. So they own the infrastructure, then they sell it off to other brand name ISPs. If that makes sense.
What, Telstra?
No. Opticom. So this area here. So this area here was bought by Opticom, and then they like will sell it to like, you know, Internode, Leaptel, all the big ones, you know. And that lies the problem is those companies, yeah. I fucking know. But they're like, apparently it's good now, so I'm happy. This level sucks, dude.
It's just been ridiculous. Like, just the idea of like, what do you do? You know, like Telstra is both a fucking, you know, wholesaler of, you know, access to the cabling and a fucking, you know, internet service provider itself, which is just categorically fucking. Really. It's impossible. Like, that's the thing. It's just fucking ridiculous because nobody is going to have a better, you know, meaningful speed if they're still using the same fucking tube. Like, Telstra aren't going to rent you the bandwidth that makes Telstra's fucking product look like shit. So it's just all these different labels for effectively the same goddamn product. In certain situations, you'll wind up with like one company being slightly better. Like I had Optus at the old one and my old house, and because it was like, you know, fairly fresh, like it was one of their later cable builds, so the cables were still good. And the, you know, so like that as a cable connection was fucking fantastic. I mean, there was zero problems with that cable connection. But like, you know, you go somewhere else where Optus's cables are, you know, originally installed or older, and, you know, you get people complaining about dropouts all the time. You know, I get dropouts fucking here, you know?
Yeah.
Just like, and it's always just a shit fight. It's like, what happened? Well, we don't know. When it'll be fixed? Maybe 2 days. And then it's like, you know, it says 2 days and it's fixed in like 15 minutes. And it's like, okay, it's great that it's fixed in 15 minutes, but also I don't know, you know, what do you know about what goes on in your own network? If your assumption is going to be fucking 2 days and then it's not, then who knows what's going on here exactly?
Yeah. Fuck, man, this level sucks, dude. Any level where you have to turn switches on and off that, like, bogart areas can suck my humdinger.
It's another one of those little issues where, like, you know, later games that have this sort of design where you're sort of retracing, you know, your steps a lot aren't as bad because the basic gameplay is a lot of fun. Like, I'm playing the Strider remake, which, what the? That's Schnoz from fucking Berserk.
Jeez.
Just found a Schnoz. You know, which is actually, you know, it's quite good. It's a fun little sort of, you know, Metroidvania kind of thing. And
yeah, I didn't mind that. Okay.
The whole point of it is, yeah, you're explore and backtrack. But the thing is, it's fun because running around as Strider, you're fast, you're agile, you've got this fucking thing that cuts and can reflect and set on fire and freeze, and so you're swapping between weapon types and doing all this really cool shit. And it doesn't matter that you're going, you know, back over some other areas to get, you know, items or doing other shit because you're still tearing about kicking ass. And a lot of the time when you're going back into a place, you've got some new little doodad that does something, or like a place will be modified slightly and they'll throw some harder guys, or, you know, like a little sub boss at you. And so the basic fucking, you know, principle is identical, but the execution is just so much more satisfying because, you know, the bits that you're doing are fun. Whereas I'm sitting here watching that you play this and it feels like I'm just watching the fucking demo, you know? Like I don't even notice human intent behind anything that's happening. It just feels like this aimless wander.
What it fucking feels like to me. think I
looks
might have
kinda
found the
shit.
way to go.
I mean, like, if we've already beat it, what are we doing? Like, I understand that we want to go through the stages, but like, are we trying to get like all the money?
Trying to get all the treasures at least and fill in that map thing. So I wonder what the map thing does when you fill it in.
Yeah, like I'm okay with getting a few extra fucking endings or whatever, but like, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to be if like we're 15 minutes in and I feel like I've been watching the same 3 seconds of basic gameplay.
Yeah.
I mean, you were a zombie there for a bit, and that was kind of cool. But like, oh yeah, there's Schnoz again. Look at him. Fuck you, Schnoz.
Oh, I've got a feeling that there's. I don't know. Just.
Schnoz is mad. Run from mad Schnoz. I love how like he's just there in his little Schnoz form, and he looks like fucking, like, oh look, he's harmless, and then you get near him, and then he becomes like this furious thorn nose. I wonder what the next one is. I'm gonna look up the Wario games to see what the next one.
Apparently, Wario, like from memory, 3 was a return to form. Maybe can I? Oh, okay. Well, maybe I could get a spring and go through the door. That would be madness, Aaron.
Wario Land 3.
Land 3, 6 golden whores.
Alright, so basically the gameplay of 3 is similar in that like enemy attacks basically function as power-ups. Like if you eat a donut, you'll become like twice as big. But like apparently it's got like, a world with a map and like just sort of more of that structuring element.
That's what I want. I don't know who thought this would be a fucking good idea.
It's that secondary problem of like, areas on a Game Boy game don't look very fucking different. It's like, is this the same spot I was in? It's like, well, there's that fucking, that thing I jumped on, or is this just like another thing, that looks exactly like it, a room over? Like, again, like these games, these days are so much more fun to play, just because you don't get lost when your fucking company can build like rooms with different furniture as opposed to like the one, tile that the game can cope with having. I almost clicked on one of those coins. I'm sitting there watching, I was like, oh yeah, there's a coin. And my brain was like, click. You gotta go pick that coin up, Gabe. Just go click on it. It's fine. This is why Mario Galaxy had like the fucking clicking on the little stars thing.
I love that. Like, I love games that do that, like Mario Galaxy. They're like, hey, it's got 2-player mode, kind of, maybe.
Yeah.
What do you do? Oh, you rub things.
Fuck up. You just wave the stick. Wave the stick and shut the fuck up.
Fuck my life. Because I thought, I don't know if you can actually. All right, let's test this. There's a door here. Can we go through doors if the light is off? There's a door up there too. That's the only fucking way I can think to get there.
What's the goal here? What are we trying to do?
You gotta kill a giant spearman in the cellar. But I haven't found a spearman.
Where was he? Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't seen that either.
I assume he's the boss.
You'd hope.
Okay, you can go through the doors with the light off. All right. Well, that fucking changes everything. Fuck my life. Yeah. Oh, there's the treasure. Hard.
What was it?
Sorry, Mom and Dad. I'm hard, Wario.
Razor Ramon, hard gay. So fucking stupid, and just the weird, the weird cultural connections that had to exist for there to be a Japanese character in daddy leather walking around gyrating at strangers called Razor Ramon Hard Gay is just, it's so beautifully international in a lot of ways, You got like America You got technically Cuba because that was... Are you able to see what you're jumping on there? Because from where I am, it's just fucking invisible.
No. That's what the light switches do.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so they turn the cellar area's lights on and off.
I'm assuming that you gotta turn into a zombie and get down there then. And that's the point, I think. I want to believe.
So you've got to fumble yourself in the dark so you can get over here.
That just sounds awful.
Yeah. There he is.
Hooray! We got the secret of fire as a treasure. That's fantastic. I mean, when you think about it, imagine seeing fire. Imagine being like a tribe that didn't have the secret of fire, and then there's every now and then there's fire. And like sometimes the fire you see comes from lightning, which really, like, you know, for a fucking primitive, you got no reason. That's just magic. Like, if you're sitting there and lightning strikes a fucking tree and then it's on fire, and then you're warm because you're near the fire, you're like, yeah, that's the most sensible thing in the world. There's the gods, there's what it did. And you just retrace your steps and being like, all right, whatever we just did pleased the fucking gods, so we're just going to do that again and hope for the best. Because what the fuck else are you going to do, you know? So then there's this like... You know, imagine being like, oh yeah, that's where the fucking fire comes from, is lightning. Like, lightning's still impressive now, you know? Then back then, it's like, oh, fucking the god did that. And then there's just some cunt with 2 sticks and, like, a bit of string so he can spin the fucking thing. He's like, oh, no, I gotcha. You're just like, you fucking what?
A rolly somewhere? Ah. Kinda can't wait to... Oh, Jesus. Can't wait to Wario 3. I think this will be our last episode on Wario 2, to be honest.
I mean, we already
It's just not fun.
It.
Yeah, we're the best.
You know, Wario Land 4, Wario World, Wario Master of Disguise, and then Wario Land Shake It.
I've never played Shake It. I'm quite interested in that one. Oh, you can pick up the rocks.
Just give me 1 sec. I think the cat wants to get...
Really squashes my cheech.
Doesn't want to go out, doesn't want to be in. Just doesn't like the idea of the door being closed, I think.
Like my penis.
Ugh, the unnerving horror of Flat Mario.
The other one does 2 small and a big one. This one just goes small, big. Oh, wait, no, now it did 2 small. 3 small, like excuse me?
Is it fucking random or some shit?
It must be. Yes, it has to be. Stretchy bat. Oh! That stretchy bat. Fuck off, cunt! My hard-earned coins that I found floating in the air. Shit. For the jet stream. Fuck off, bat. Rare. I think the bat's unavoidable.
Yeah, like, I don't... Like, imagine getting this after Wario Land. Like,
I know. I'd be so, like, hype as a kid. I'd be like, holy shit, Wario Land was so good. And then you get this.
This is annoying. Like, I'm just annoyed all the time. Maybe this is, like, some meta thing, you know? It's what Wario is about. 'Cause he doesn't want anyone to enjoy his games because he doesn't like the idea of children having fun.
I'm gonna go with that because that's the only sensible fucking explanation.
Oh, look at that. That's a shame.
It is.
Bye, Rock.
In other news, I am super fucking hyped for the Mario Maker update. That's fucking nuts.
That is major. Because, like, I mean, I'm assuming they're gonna do like a Mario Maker fucking 3, and then if they do that, what the fuck? I mean, they're gonna be starting with like, yeah, here you go, make your whole fucking worlds.
Yeah.
Nintendo will just vanish. They'll just release Mario Maker 3, and then just the building will be gone. Like there'll be no birth certificate for Shigeru Miyamoto. Like just fucking, it'll just collectively fucking vanish, and you know.
They'll release Nintendo Maker. Just gotta rebuild the Nintendo building.
Reggie will just return to the forest.
Sasquatch motherfucker.
He's a Sasquatch. We don't need to pretend he's... I'm okay with a Sasquatch running a major company. Like, I'm not a racist. You know, it's...
I thought he was some sort of outer space potato man.
One of the two. You know...
I think the Gobbledok is his son. Really? You can't
He's what happens after the Gobbledok gobbles enough. It like finally gets big. And then, you know.
You've never seen the Gobbledok? Google Gobbledok. Thing's fucked.
Yeah, like sometime in the 80s, an Australian chip company just decided like a herniated Ewok was going to be the best way to sell chips. Which is sort of weird when you kind of break it down that way. It's like, well, you know, imagine like the most feral looking Ewok that you could possibly find. And, you know, give it an even scarier face. Like, because the Ewoks fundamentally are fairly, you know, they have cute little faces. It's just even the fucking ratty ones in, like, the Ewok movies are like, oh, yeah, that's an Ewok. And then there's, you know... And then there's the Gobbledok.
Look at that thing. Look at that thing. Why?
Don't look it up. It got worse, too, like... They just put this on TV and be like, oh fuck yeah, chip sales are gonna go up. I just kind of got a mohawk too, which leads me to believe it's part of its planet's like fucking smegma crazies and gay boy berserkers. Like you couldn't just say you had the chips, you know? You couldn't just say, oh yeah, like chips. Like, because they're fucking chips. You know what? I like fucking chips. I've got a bag sitting in the kitchen. Like, it's salt and potato and oil. You don't need a fucking monster to convince me that the chips are nice, you know?
Looks like Conan O'Brien in that picture. That's good.
Here's what happens if Conan O'Brien and Andy Richter fuse. Ando Coke Brian.
I don't even know I'm doing this.
Yeah, a brief sojourn into the nightmare that is the Gobbledok was a pleasant distraction from Wario Land 2. Wario Land 2, let's upset the children. Maybe Nintendo, like, cause, you know, wasn't Miyamoto in some kind of mood when he made fucking Mario Brothers 2, like the actual one, the hard one that Japan got? Cause I figure maybe he was in some kind of mood when, you know, this happened. He was like, just, you know what?
Who was actually responsible for this game?
I don't know, some cunt. Just like, you know what? Fuck the whites.
Not Wario Land.
Rufio Land.
Oh,
I
I
killed
play
that
that
kid in that movie, and then they didn't really cover it, which that
Directors
sticks with me.
Takehiko Hosokawa. You fucker.
Yeah, you damn son bitch.
The director, producer, designer, and programmers, which was 3 programmers, don't even have wiki pages. The only person that has a wiki page is the artist, apparently. He was the original designer of Wario. And the original designer of Samus Aran. Holy shit.
Oh, I'll be good goddammit.
Imagine that. Oh, I made Samus. Oh, that's pretty good. And Wario. Oh.
And Wario too. Wario too.
Kiyotake, who's the artist, supervised the numerous forms of disguise Wario designed by Suzak. He's well known for having invented Wario, and he may have invented Waluigi as well. I love that. He may. Do we not know who made Waluigi?
I was going to say, I desperately want to live in the world where we don't know where Waluigi came from. Like, I want even Nintendo to not know where Waluigi came from. That's, in fact, look, I don't care. Don't look anything else up. As far as I'm concerned, they just found, like, a drawing. They just found a drawing of Waluigi. And that's just it. They were like, yeah, he can be in the game. That's great.
This has been Wario Land 2. We're not finishing this. This is butt-fuck awful.
Did anyone was this a request or was this just something?
No, I was just wanting.
Okay.
I was high off playing Wario Land 1 because it was so good.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because the Wario Lands I find really good to play and talk because they're just so basic. Like there's not a lot of action on screen. The sprites are very big. There's a lot of nice characteristic designs.
Quite small and a little dingy, you know?
I don't like
that was
them.
another one of the things that
Wario Land 2. Electric. Wagaloo. Bye.
Keep It Classy is proudly sponsored completely by its fans. We thank you for your support.
It expanded somehow. I'll have you know.